when I was doing the Daily Show, I barely got time to really go home to South Africa. Like,
Right.
you know, it's a slog, and then you need the time to relax and rest and blah, blah, blah. But now that I've had more time to go back and just like pop back,
Right.
I realized how much nuance I've even robbed myself of, because America wants a snap judgment. So America immediately wants you said it, it's over, as opposed to, why did you say it? What did you mean by it?
Right.
Oh, this is how it can be interpreted. It's slow, it's laborious, it's oftentimes boring, but do you know what it is, John? It's context.
Right.
It is completely.
Did you just do a call? Young man,
It's context.
you just did a callback.
But
you
you
just
get what I'm
walked
saying?
us around the park to where we started. For
guy.
God's sakes.
I think
that's right.
Yeah, and I've noticed.
And grace.
Yeah.
I think that's the missing ingredient of context.
I like that, actually.
Is often grace and the forgiveness. Going back to Dave, you know, he said something once. I can't remember what we were talking about. He goes, so important, man. Forgive yourself. You know how it gets me. You lean in. Forgive yourself. Give yourself. And I just thought that was such a incredibly wonderfully foundational concept, because so much of getting back to sort of the vibration of the brain that you need to calm is a lack of grace for yourself.
Yeah.
A lack of forgiveness for yourself, for mistakes, for missteps, is trying to discern the context of those missteps and what was done of ignorance and what could be cured and what could you learn, not in a performative way, but in a way that you could then, a seed that you could plant in yourself that you could nurture and grow into something, right?
Yeah.
And that feels like such an important step of that.
It's funny you say that. The most difficulty I had on the Daily Show was when I got into trouble for saying the thing that I wasn't saying.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I could handle someone not liking my opinion. I was like, yeah, it's an opinion. We all have them.
That's right.
I don't agree with this. Okay, good for you. Let's have a conversation.
Did you feel it was purposeful, the misunderstanding? Because my guess is some people didn't understand. Some people understood and weaponized it because they saw advantage.
No, I think some people, it was actually the people who I think I was speaking with or for, or, you know, it was those moments where you go, no, what do you mean? You know, it's like you played soccer. You know what? Yes. It's like it literally felt like sometimes you're crossing the ball, and your team goes, you try to clear the ball for them, and you go, no. I
misunderstood. You're talking literally about like your allies.
Yeah.
I get it.
I remember saying this to the team at the show all the time.
Right.
I'd say, if there was one thing I would change about American politics, especially for liberals, is liberals have a really, for lack of a better term, it's like it's a really black and white system of being in and out. And I find Republicans or conservatives, maybe because they're more religious, they believe more in the story of redemption. They believe more in like, you didn't mean that? Well, atone and you can come back in.
That's interesting.
Do you know how many times I heard very Christian people say, I would say, how could you support Trump? And then they would say to me, and I get it completely, they'd go, he's not a perfect vessel. And they'd say, go read the Bible. The Bible is littered with stories of imperfect men delivering a perfect message. And I would be like, damn. And I would envy that for liberals, because I would go,
right.
You know how many times liberals would not consider the possibility that the person they are in lockstep with slipped or tripped or
might actually be an imperfect person.
You might find they did something that made sense and it affected you in a way that you thought. And
so here's how the liberal mind fights back against that very message. So as you're talking, right, it's about the grace of faith. through imperfect vessels
Yeah.
is such an important part of growth. And as you're talking the whole time, I'm like, the Bible, talks about slavery. I mean, the Bible, it's literally instructions for slavery in the Bible. So, I mean, you use that as so you immediately, and it's a flaw, but it's a thing in my mind. And it's why I'm so faith resistant. I can't let my brain stop the litigation.
I'm full of faith.
Yeah, I can't.
You see, that's a weird one. It's like, I'm not particularly religious, but I'm
right.
An example is like, I play football, soccer every week, right? Play here.
Still?
Yeah, still. The knees are...
Trevor.
We're trying our best here, John. We're trying. You don't play at all. Yeah.
Once you hit 60.
You said this to me about 40, by the way.
Once you hit 40.